Great day, everyone. I just wanted to do a short videos. I am feeling much better, and I wanted to begin my new year now and start. I want to start posting videos about my opinion on various things. This one is about my ancestry DNA test I did earlier this year. I did said I was gonna post the results, but I didn't because I don't agree with the results. When you take an ancestry DNA test, yeah, they give you the breakdown. It's who are like you, 40% this Nigerian, 2% Sudanian, all this crap, but they also give you the results of everyone who shares your DNA that are living today. And when I did mine, I just don't feel like I'm African. And the reason why all my living relatives, whether they white, um, I had a little bit of everything, you guys. I had Caucasians, majority melanated people, but they were here. All my living relatives, I had some like in Iceland, which my DNA test said that I was like 1% Iceland. But my living relatives, like that share my DNA to this day, and they show you these people, all the ones that have did an ancestry test. They show you them on this big map of the world. And I had 99, no, I would say 98% of the people were here, spread across the United States, a little bit in Canada, just a little bit, some of the islands, but majority of my living relatives were here in America. So how can I say I have DNA, um, 3% Ghanaian and all these different African countries, but yet I have no DNA match to this day with any African. It was not one person I matched with as far as blood in Africa. Not one. Everybody that living relatives to this day were here. So, um, for a long all of my 20s I was pan-African. Trust me, I was like African. But over the years, I've the last 10 years I've honestly has changed because all of the evidence led me back to here. My family was here, and I grew up with my mother telling me her biological father, he said that she always told me and my brothers that he was Indian and Creole, which I did have. I had like a percentage of me was French, and what that to me that because I think French is the Creole people were mixed with French, so that would explain the 1% French. So I didn't when I started doing the research on my grandfather, which Ancestry.com provided me with his death certificate and his marriage license when he married my mom's mother. On there, it had his mother unknown. He was classified as a Negro, and his they had his father's name. But when I tried to go get his birth certificate, first I had to get my mother's birth certificate to prove that that was her father in order to go and take both of the birth certificates plus mine down to the vital statistics. I went here in my local town because my grandfather was originally from Americus, Georgia, and all I know is that he only had one sister, and on the death certificate, it said that his mother was unknown. But keep in mind, my father said that his mother was a full blooded Indian. So when I went to my local, they said, oh, I had to have my mom. So I went and got my mom. Then I went back. Then they said they couldn't find my grandfather's birth certificate because they had his birthday didn't that was on his death certificate, and his marriage was not the correct birthday. So they were unable to find his birth certificate with his mother's name on it. They said I would have to go to Atlanta or track down the possibly the funeral home where he was buried, which is said that it was an overgrown cemetery and they had no plots, not plots, but the headstones to identify the graves. And so it was just an unmanaged graveyard. So, and then they said they purposely back in the day would put the wrong birthdays on birth certificates or death certificates. And coming to the day where melanated people are now doing their ancestry to find and doing their genealogy to find out, hey, I trace back to here in America. I'm not from Africa. It's so ironic, all the tricks they played during the years, like changing the birth dates and all this. So I don't agree with the ancestors, which is only, they only say 0.5% correct anyway. But as I'm doing my genealogy, it's tracing back to here, not Africa. Even as far as the blood living relatives, which Ancestry provides you, I have not one person I match with in Africa. So if you can tell me like Nigerian, Sudanian, it even said by a hunter gatherer, I had a percentage of South Africa, but to this day, blood wise, I match with no one in Africa. That means my DNA doesn't run back to Africa. So y'all have to be careful about doing these DNA tests. They are not correct. And also when you're doing your genealogy, you will find out that it was a lot of things done to prevent us from finding our true identity. But now I'm trying to research my father's father and find out my grandfather's sister, which she passed away. I'm trying to get her information and see if I can track down his mother. I did find out that it was Creek Indians in the area. He was originally from America's Creek, and it was another Indian tribe there. So I'm just on my road to my genealogy, trying to find out who I am and who my family traced back here in America. That's because that's where our blood from generations, our blood's here. I went back 4 or 5 generations and everyone's here. They were born here in America. So that's why I want to share my experience with Ancestry.com and my blood journey and DNA journey. And as much as they tell us we African, and then when they show me my blood relatives that are living today, it doesn't add up. I have no blood ties today to no one in Africa, not one person in Africa. So thank you, and I will be posting more videos. I appreciate you guys. Have a blessed, wonderful day. Peace.